Have the government considered any forms of emergency assistance or anything for the Mount and Tauranga? Because this could have a significant effect on the local economy, being it's a tourist town, it's the school holidays.
We'll work through all those issues. It's an unfolding situation, is the reality of it. We're looking at all those variables. It hasn't been specifically addressed yet. We are committed to ensuring that the clean-up is well resourced. But reality, Mark, is we don't know exactly how long this is going to go on for. We're all trying to keep it as short as we can, but there's so many variables in terms of weather and the state of the ship that we're working our way through that time.
And so just while you're there, have you been contacted at all by a company called Fibertech? They're based in Christchurch. They have a product called wool spill, which they say has been proven to be absorbent in these situations in the past.
It's fair to say I have been contacted by any number of companies that have instant solutions to the challenges around here. That's not to belittle those companies, but they are. A lot of people have said, well, we can do this, we can do that. But the reality is the oil response service knows a lot of these products, knows the type of products and what they can use at different times, and in many cases have some of this product in stock. In fact, some people have been saying, well, look, they've got some of our product, but they're not using it. And I think the reality of the situation is they have to make a choice across a menu of things that they can use, which have different effects in different environments and at different times. And we have to allow them to assess those products and use them as they can. But the situation here is, and in terms of which products have an effect, is highly dependent on the type of oil. It's highly dependent on the environment you're in. For example, the surf beaches off the coast here is just one example. The weather conditions, all those things have an impact on what you can use.
Minister, what about a scientist in the UK, I believe, said to a radio that the product that we're using is more toxic than the oil itself, and that it was banned in the UK?
Yes, that's not my understanding. Perhaps I'll get Nick to make some comments on that.
Any dispersant that is being used by... Any of the dispersant that is being used by maritime transport has been approved by the Environmental Protection Authority. The dispersants that are being used are similar to those that are, for instance, dishwashing liquids and wash powders, and they have a similar level of toxicity as those. I am advised that the authorities, maritime transport, is tending to use those products where the currents are offshore for the reason that they aren't perfect. There is an environmental impact from those. This is one of those situations that's about the lesser of two evils, and there's no question that the dispersants give us the capacity to be able to reduce the negative environmental impacts of the oil, but of course they do have a negative impact. The advice that we've received is that dispersants are highly variable in their effectiveness, that they have had limited impacts in terms of reducing the impacts of the oil, but the government would want the Maritime Transport Authority to be able to have access to all of those proper chemicals that have been approved through the proper process.
How much has been used?
How much chemicals do you use? Anybody have that?
How much dispersant was used in the first few days?
I can't give you an exact figure on that. They've run 3 or 4 trial sorties, each with approximately 600 litres. And how much more do you have to water mix? Sorry?
Of corrected and water mix?
No, just corrected. So
Sorry, is that 600?
600 litres
Have been used.
per sortie. So per helicopter flight, they can apply about 600 litres on each flight they do over there. The exact figure I don't have in front of me, sorry, but I understand they've done 3 sorties that were done on Thursday and Friday as part of the trial process for assessing whether the chemical dispersants were working. As the Minister has mentioned, those have had variable results, and the reason for those variability in the results is due to the differences in the oil that's come out with relation to the time it's been on the water. The longer it's on the water, the more weathered it becomes, the more difficult it is to chemically disperse. The situation we have with the dispersant operation is that we plan to continue trialling the dispersants when we have the opportunity. We've been on standby since first thing this morning with 2 helicopters at the airport ready to go. We have 2 attempts to... Sure, sorry.